Thank you, Achan, and the committee members and others. Jibu and I kind of a few days back, I was wondering, I said, give me 2 days to pray, because I know Islam. I last sang this in this choir 41 years back. Nothing has changed. They're still this beautiful song. But I know, not because my father was the Achan, not because I was a choir member, I agreed. I took 2 days to pray about it. One thing came to me, this is just for all of you young people. My foundations were laid here. All my life choices, whether it is career, whether it is missions, whether it is any major choices were made in this church, impacted by the choir, the Sunday school, and the youth league. And many of the Achans here were my mentors. And I looked back and said, I can't say no. That's the only reason I'm standing here. I have no reason to be here among all the Achans who are much more proficient than me. Let's straight away go to the passage which was read to us. In the Vaicha passage, one verse matra I want to take up. The verse from Luke 2, 10. But the angel said to them, do not be afraid. I bring you good news that will cause great joy for all the people. I want to look at that one word, great joy. In Pala version, it is given as unspeakable joy. Many hymns gives this great joy as unspeakable joy. Parayam patata santhosham. Sorry, I'm more used to Hindi than Malayalam. I won't mix it in. Hindi varayadilla, don't worry. This unspeakable joy. I want to look at that unspeakable joy and reflect on a few thoughts for this short meditation. What do you mean by this unspeakable joy? What does it mean? The question is it real in our lives? This unspeakable joy, mahataya santhosham. Is it just a concept or a theoretical concept? Is it something which is real in our lives? That's the question I want to ask. Particle Kottayam, with this worship, we have been transported into that realm of joy. Oru chariya experience, we have got it. Is it something which will pass on tomorrow? I want to look at 3 characteristics of this joy. This joy has a permanence to it. This joy has a purpose to it. This joy is a paradoxical joy. Santhosham, or unspeakable joy, is not a passing one. It's a permanent one. There's a permanence. Two, three, this is a paradoxical joy. Let me look at the first thing. Think along with me. You are one of the shepherds. Shepherd group. You have come, sang the song, experienced the choir, was very joyful, went and saw Jesus and Mary and Joseph. We've gone back to our routines. 6 months later, somebody is coming to you and asking, hey, you had some great experience 6 months back. You saw Jesus, the Messiah, and you heard some great choir. How is it now? What will happen? I don't know what they would have said. I would have said, oh, അന്നൊക്കെ കുഴപ്പമില്ലായിരുന്നു പക്ഷേ ലുല്ലു മാൾ വന്നോടെ പാലെല്ലാം പാക്കേജ്ഡാ ഈവൻ മട്ടനും അവിടെ തന്നെ കിട്ടും കോണ്ടെക്സ്റ്റ് ഇസ് വെരി ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടാണ് എന്നും ബിസിയാണ് ടൂ മച്ച് ഓഫ് ബിസിന് വർക്ക് ഒത്തിരി ബിസി ആവണമെന്ന് സമയമില്ല ഇടയ്ക്കിടയ്ക്ക് ഉറക്കുന്നുണ്ട് വി ടെൻഡ് ടു ലൂസ് ദാറ്റ് ജോയ് ഓർ കൺസിഡർ മേരി 1.5 years from after Jesus' birth, if you would have asked Mary, what would she have said? Yes, I have the joy, but I am not singing songs of joy now. I am singing songs of fear. Why, Mary, are you singing songs of fear? Because Herod has declared that this child should be caught and killed. I know God will protect, but I'm afraid. If you had asked Joseph, what happened? How are you? I know my son is God's son, but I am anxious. Because in the responsibility and the morning, husband and wife and him protect you, and Herod is trying to kill. Or if you ask 2 years later, the families in Bethlehem, Messiah is born. What do you think? What joy! All our children has been killed. They'll say we are singing songs of lament. We are grieving. Now this is the reality of life. Let's face the fact. The reality of life is that joy does not remain with us. It dissipates away. Last year, same time, in 20 minutes from now, one of our closest friends died. We were with her in the ward. Just walked out of the ward, we heard the call that she died. That family is grieving today after 1 year. It happens to us. But let me just tell you a story. This is a friend, a friend story. This is a friend of mine from Sri Lanka. It is during the LTT struggle. This family, husband, wife, doctors, and 3 children, or prayer meeting. They came back and found their whole house has been burned down. This is arson by the LTT group. They said, we are standing in front of that burned down house. He saw, he found the songbook they use to sing for evening prayer, which was untouched. He went and took it. Then he said, I almost heard a voice. He said, with tears he told us the story. He said, the song that Jesus puts in your heart can never be taken away. He said, everything else might be taken away. The song which Jesus puts in your heart can never be taken away. And he stopped and said, Jesus is our song. Jesus is our song. Joy becomes permanent when we journey with Jesus. Remember, all the songs point us to Jesus. Journey with Jesus each day. Your joy will be permanent. It is not the context. What happens to us is not the reason for our joy. Who we have in our life is. So that is the first thing I want to leave with you. Journey with Jesus each day. You will have permanent joy. Leave Jesus, the joy will dissipate away. And then what does the shepherds do? Shepherds are the from there, they go and straight tell all their friends about the joy. Because everybody was waiting for this. Something has to happen. Oppression from Roman Empire, oppression from the religious leaders. Everybody was waiting. When they heard the news, they went and said. That's the second point I want to share with you. Joy is given for a purpose. God gives us joy so that we can pour it out. When we journey with Jesus, we get joy. But it is not to keep with us. It is to be given out to others. Unshared joy has the potential of destroying us. Pressure cooker pressure cooker gas steam it will burst. Unsuppressed, unshared joy is like that. It will destroy us and destroy people around. God has given us this joy so that we can give it to others. Kottayam is famous for 2 things. What is it? 0% poverty, 100% literacy. Do you know that? I come from a place where I worked 60% poverty, 40% literacy. Coming back after 40 years was eye-opening. Which means, does it mean that everybody lives happily ever after in Kottayam? No. 60% of Kottayam is young people. And statistics prove that 40% of young people are going through anxiety, depression, confusion in Kerala. 20% of Kottayam is elderly. Data proves that 70% of the elderly are lonely. So there is an anxiety epidemic in Kerala, there's a loneliness epidemic in Kerala. That's the reality. We are called to pass on this joy and hope. Sadharana nammalodu arengal choichappo engane achieve velliya buddhimutta. We generally Malayalis are cynical. Indians are cynical. Onnum nadakathilla. Endha parayana? There's a negativity. We are called to be hope givers, joy givers, so that we can receive from God by walking with Him and give it to others. Joy is given to us to be poured out. The more you give, the more you receive. That is the beauty of God-given joy. Don't keep it to yourself. Last, but this joy has a paradox. Let me end with one more story. It was last year. One of our hospitals, Ranganuru Hospital, 30 staff were taken to jail for false cases, conversion. You are converting. This is a regular thing going on in North India now. I went to visit some young people who were holding fort. Young people out there. I was afraid. And Delhi the senior person police will come and I was very afraid, but I felt I should encourage these young people. I was sitting with them, I'll meet with these 5 or 6 young people. One day they said, Uncle, we were very afraid. Every day police വന്ന് ഞങ്ങളെ എല്ലാം പേടിപ്പിക്കും, പലരെയും പിടിച്ചോണ്ട് പോയി. But then we are so joyful. I said, what? We know, we experience the presence of God in our lives. We are now going back to the village on palliative care team. We have no fear. God will protect us. I went to encourage people in pain. I came back being encouraged. Pain, perfect joy. Remember, pain, perfect joy. The paradox of this, our joy given to us is that it is perfected in pain. We who complain about pain should remember there are many parts of India where people can't worship like this. They can't worship like this. Yesterday, 2 churches in Ghaziabad and Delhi was attacked because of a Christmas service. There are people, but they might be having more joy than us. We complain. And when faced with pain and challenges, receive it. Because that is what Jesus taught us. It is because Jesus suffered pain that we have the joy. It is not because he was born. It is because he died on the cross that we have joy. Remember, that is what been told to us. That is what we have experienced. Christmas becomes joy for us because Jesus suffered. Christmas is not about the birth. It's about the cross. It's about your sin, my sin. We put Jesus on the cross so that we can receive joy. He suffered pain so that I can receive joy. So let me conclude. Remember, this joy, Santhosham, has to be permanent in our lives. How can it become permanent? Journey with Jesus. Every day, journey with Jesus. This joy will never leave you. Even in the midst of pain. Your joy will remain with you. 2, receive the joy, pass it on to others. Your joy will overflow. That is what is good. And remember, when pain comes to you, receive it with grace. Santosh thought I receive it because God will use that to perfect your pain, joy. That we sang here. I just want to read this. Every day, I cannot deny what I am feeling inside. No matter the reason, no matter the season, my heart will keep beating. You better believe. You, Jesus, make every day feel like it is Christmas. Every day that I am with you. Why? Because he is with us. He is with us, Emmanuel. May God give us that joy which we can receive and pass it on and be channels of his blessing to the many around us.